All right, everybody, welcome back to SLTV. A reminder, my name is Bach. I've been your solo caster for this evening, your host, your producer, your streamer extraordinaire, and also hopping in chat every once in a while to talk to all you beautiful people. This is going to be map number 2 in this best of 3 between Complexity and Noble. You know, we just watched the two face off on Cobblestone, and I realized, wait a minute, we watched them play Cobblestone last night, and I'm referring to Complexity, and now we're watching them play that again. Didn't they also play Cash? And in fact, they did. It was WinterFox who picked Cash last night, their opponent, and Complexity who picked Cobble. Kind of interesting. So instead of it being WinterFox who picks Cash, this time around it's actually Noble. So we'll see if it's going to play out the same way as it did last night. Last night, if you missed it, it was 16-12 in favor of Complexity. And really, I think most of that was on their CT side. Their T side was not as amazing as their CT side. But we will see if they have what it takes here to upset the apple cart. Noble Esports looking to get revenge for map number 1. They're going to be moving towards B connector. They've got feelers out on A. It's going to be Flom. Ooh, Flom's got to be careful as autimatic opens the squeaky door. Flom's going to be walking to a crossfire. This is a beautiful fake. Well executed here by Flom. They're going to spot out Valens. He's going to make the call, but it's a little too late. But wow, great shooting from Valens and roca. sancz as well. Good lord. Valens goes down finally to shots. But that execution sort of worked out so much easier here for Noble. Both players inside of Noble stuck in the site. And they're all coming from the same direction. It's going to be a checker and A or B main push. SEMPHIS makes his way out. They just have to buy time here. Let these players get up close. Don't take those long-range duels with the USP. Bro's going to get the first one. Shots gets the second. Autimatic stuck with only 2 points of health. Wait a minute. You can shoot through that. I am a noob, and I only found that out just now. Now I know what you'll say. Of course you can shoot through that. It's just a thin sliver of plywood. I've honestly never seen anyone actually hit the shot. I've seen people spam it, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, like, you might hit the guy. But great map knowledge and awareness there from shots, hitting the shot through the target dummy. And that is absolutely a first for yours truly. So, Noble Esports take the round. They gotta be careful here, though. They really struggled against the 4 spies from Complexity, and they start out with a bang, and that bang is from the deagle of roca as he pushes into the sunroom, looking to get himself a bit of a tan. We'll see if that golden skin does end up occurring. Valens pushed up in the smoke in mid. He's got emong waiting on the other side of him with the MP7 up on the red box. So, not the one you rent TVs from, it's the one in mid. roca's going to put some shots out from the sunroom, but Roa is there with the P90 to take care of him, and now the B site's actually free for the taking. If Noble were to decide to go that way, they've only got Valens in that area. He's kind of in Z connector by himself, floating around trying to toy with the idea of whether or not he should go towards that B site and try and get the solo hold. In mid, we've got SEMPHIS hanging out in Cubby, boosted up with shots. Shots doesn't spot SEMPHIS, but lucky for him, his teammate does. Valens gonna eat that nade as he hides in the corner, tucking away. Not sure if they spotted him or not. You can never tell with the GoTV letting us see players through the wall exactly what's being seen. But the bomb's gonna be planted here in the back of sight. Standing on top of the box is going to be emong. Coming in from B main on the flank, that's autimatic. He's got full armor and a CZ, and I think they're kind of realizing we only have a few seconds to get an opener, and then we have to decide to save here, go for the exits. You can see sancz so far out of position, he realizes it's not even a possibility. Autimatic already making the decision here. Is going to find himself a Galil. That was the 1 apparently from roca. So rob-wiz was here, and roca 1-degged him all the way from back here. That's insane. Great pistol work from roca. Down goes emong in sight, and they kind of get a little bit worried here that maybe Valens is going to, go for that defuse. They're not going to take it, Team Noble. They survive. They finally survive one. They're going to take 2 in a row. Both teams really struggled with that second round, but Noble's the first one who manages to find it after picking up the pistol. And they get themselves off to a nice start, but they still have the Galil on autimatic and sancz with the 5.7 body armor. So, not exactly a freebie here for the side of Noble. They have to be careful that this Galil from autimatic doesn't open up the round nicely and get a couple of rifles for his buddies. They're going to push one aggressive into mid yet again, and it's Valens. Again going for the smoke play, and wow, look at that. The Screaming Eagle automatic flying up onto the Shroost. That would be the Shroud boost up in the corner of A site, made infamous by the play Shroud made at the SLTV LAN in Philadelphia. I do remember that pretty vividly, playing against iBuyPower, and ended up forcing OT, if I'm not mistaken. They still lost, but was one hell of a play, and really surprised a lot of people. No one had ever really seen it used that heavily to that kind of success. Hence the name going to him. Automatic boost up gets one, but that's all he's going to get as the rest of the players rain out. But sancz finds himself two from behind forklift before finally being taken care of. rob-wiz working his way up mid. Could get spotted out from behind here. And that's going to be roca looking for the head, but he's not going to find it. So now SEMPHIS, the CZ75. And, you know, aim punch. It's just kind of frustrating as a player. SEMPHIS drops despite the fact that his crosshair was exactly where it needed to be. The second one bullet hits you, it's like your crosshair is completely missing. And Team Noble take 3 in a row. I think it's the first time we've seen either team do this in this entire best of 3 thus far. We've seen a bunch of eco trading, so that's definitely promising for both sides. They're going to go for the off play on Flom and really sticking towards this A site here, and it's only one person in that area. It's autimatic who's stuck behind forklift, and I believe he just heard a footstep of these players in A main, so he's going to call for support here. As you can see, sancz rotated up towards toxic barrels. Still kind of flirting with it is SEMPHIS, who's got that M4 in mid. Now sancz gets smoked out, catches an 8. Molly's raining in back to site. Automatic not roasting, but kind of hiding, hoping he can get away from these mollies. Roa assumes it's safe, and automatic finally chooses to pounce. Takes down one, but it's Flom who chimes in with the AWP to take him down. He's got the bomb on his back, though, so not able to support his teammates. It's going to be on rob-wiz to back him up. And they're going to be able to get that bomb down, and rob-wiz tucks behind the squeaky door, but goes for it anyway. So now it's on Flom here. The op right now for Noble, a very important piece of their attack, and it's roca! Surprise, surprise. He's everywhere for complexity. What can you say? And he's now top fragging again, but I mean, only a few rounds in, so we can't really put too much on it. But a big 2K from him seals the deal for complexity. They win the round. Costs them quite a bit of money as they have a few players go down, so they're going to be tossing rifles around. That ever-impressive juggle that you see from the pro teams almost seems effortless in the CT spawn right now for complexity. On the flip side, we've got 4 AKs and a Galil. Emong, the one forced to go for that slightly weaker rifle. He's going to be in mid doing exactly what he's been doing, just trying to peek up over the red box. Not going to spot anything just yet. They're going to get a little more aggressive on B than we've seen so far. So Emong in mid still waiting, but it's Roa and his teammate rob-wiz, his cohort, both sitting in sunroom right now. roca goes for the jump peek, spots both players. He's going to make the call to his teammate. That's valens and vents. This is kind of a standard hold here with one in Z, one towards white box, and one in vents. It's kind of a 3-man mid, but you have a lot of map control in that your vent player can drop and play B, your white box player can rotate up and play A, and then the swingman's the guy in Z connector. Gives you so much control, so much power on the map. Valens is going to be a big piece of this defense here on the B side. He's got to come up huge. Got to go for the pop flash. Does he get caught with his pants down? No! It's perfectly executed, but he only gets one. The flash lands just a bit too deep. The one-way smoke, though, on the site here from roca works out perfectly. sancz looking to spot that player in mid, trying to find the head. Not able to as emong cuts away. roca, again, the one-way smoke. Perfectly executed here. What some might call a certain 3-letter word beginning with G, others would call a different word containing the letter G, and that would be ingenious. Complexity using their map knowledge and awareness to get themselves around in roca. That one-way smoke was huge, and he sets up a big one there, crippling the economy of Noble, not allowing them to get the bomb plant. And now it's into that eco territory that we saw from Noble. They had to do this so many times on complexity. 4 spies kept crippling their economy, and the trading of rounds back and forth from the both of them just kept them from really building up any kind of stable base for their money. Emong, first one out the door, flash to the back of site, takes out autimatic, who only found himself 1 from quad box. Emong's got that M4. He's also got the bomb on his back. He's holding a tight angle here, hoping not to get taken out by SEMPHIS, the man with the AWP. So it's actually a 3-on-3 right now with post-plant positioning. Pretty good here for the side of Noble. Great shooting from Emong. Manages to take care of one, but SEMPHIS with the AWP. Oh, roca gets dinked through the top of the box. He's got to come up big here. SEMPHIS, his cohort, trying to get into the same position. Both players going to line up, and it's pretty easy for roca. One bullet through the two of them seems to do the trick. And Complexity take one more. They're going to put themselves at 3 apiece before Noble is able to buy up here again. So now they've gotten that $800 plus the $3,400, or not $3,400, the $2,400 from the loss bonus. So that gives them $3,200. And obviously they're going to use that to leverage their way into a buy round. But the big piece is right here. See the gun he's using? That is not his trusted AWP. That would be an AK-47, a gun that he's still very good with, but not exactly his ideal weapon of choice. Looks like Complexity botches a toss in mid there. They go for the molly onto boost, and they actually throw a second one, and it doesn't quite land as it needed to either, so Emong's just going to wait for it to dissipate. So a lot of money expelled already here for the side of Complexity. Those 2 incendiary grenades cost quite a bit of money. Valens goes for a drop there. A little one-way smoke to a certain degree here as he's in vents. I think he wanted to put more on that, prevent them from coming out. And now he realizes what he's done as they make their way out on top. He's going to have to be careful here as they come off of the boost spot. They've got support, though, and sancz gets 2. Now his teammate, Valens, peeking from vents, finds 1. In B main, rob-wiz is going to go down the Flom. LMS gets himself the kill on Valens as he comes out of the vents. But it's not going to be easy here for the side of Noble, as it's a 1v4. Flom with 19 HP, bomb on his back. He's going to have to search for the ace. And he's looking for it. There's a player in mid. sancz very low on HP, 11 points of health. Autimatic getting boosted over. Audio cue should play in just a second here, but Flom opting to pull out that flashbang instead. The spray from sancz gives away his position, but Flom's likely to get taken down by Autimatic from behind if he plays this right. But no, Flom is going to get a free pass up towards the A site, and it's on roca to gun him down through the crack. Oh my goodness, Flom! Could we see it? Could a miracle happen here? The miracle on cash. Nope, not today. Sorry, guys. Hyped for no reason. Flom goes down, but a big play from him to even get it to that spot. Didn't have enough time to plant. Gets gunned down on the edge of the box. Great awareness of the clock there from Complexity to stop that before it could become a 1v2 post-plant situation. So 4-3, Complexity taking that lead back, now chaining 4 in a row. And it's put Noble back into an eco. Now I just realized we don't have ammo or health and armor, so give me 1 second. Welcome to CSGO. Double escape fixes everything. You boys got it. Valens, good lord, pushing on B main, spraying away with that MP9, slaughtering most of the team. I'm the only one left alive here. He's got the raid boss by. That's the Tech 9 armor. And you can see shots, taking shots at Valens. Get the ace. Expletive. You guys can obviously read, so I don't need to repeat it. Valens, though, just slaughters the entire T side of Noble. Oh, that's always fun. So he's going to get himself an MVP star for that one, I'm sure. Yeah, there you go. Valens, the 2-man right now on the board for Complexity. He's just sitting behind, guess who? The one and only roca, who's top ranking at 11-4. On the flip side, we have a more evenly balanced load, but no one's really shining through, and rob-wiz still having a hard time here. Hasn't really found his groove just yet on this map or this match. They're going to be going to the A execute right now as they've got autimatic holding down the forklift. Looking for the first bottom lane right through that one, but he's going to go down in sight. We've got sancz looking for some blood here for his team. Right on the other side of that smoke is rob-wiz. rob-wiz gets blinded by that pop flash. Valens comes in and gets 2 again. A big play from Valens. One of the nuttiest plays I've ever seen in my life was by Valens, and it was on this map. It was a 1v5 versus Area 51 in the RGN Winter Classic, I believe. We'll explain more about that in just a second, as it has come down to a 1v1 between roa and SEMPHIS. SEMPHIS drops that trusty AWP, going to go for the M4 instead. roa is going to be able to get this bomb, but SEMPHIS spots him on the edge of the smoke. roa moving just a little bit too slow here. But the loss bonus now at full accumulation for the side of Noble Esports. They're getting that extra $3,400 per round every time they lose. But again, I wanted to touch on what I was talking about. There was a play from Valens. It was a 1v5 against Area 51 on this map, and all 5 players from Area 51 were in sight. And if you watch Summit and the stream, you saw it happen live. Flashed his way in and just ran up to the bomb and ninja'd against 5 active Ts in the bomb site. They had no idea what was happening. And it's one of the more classic plays. One of the most insane ones I've ever seen from any player. Takes a lot of gusto or a lot of you-know-what. Something I like to call the gentle aliens. You might call them testicles. But sancz, he's going to have those testicles if he wants to try and take this round. Sitting right around the corner at lockers right now. And he is going to get gunned down by rob-wiz over in the lockers. So now it's on autimatic. Spraying away through the smoke, looking for some bodies there as they make their way out of A main. Emong boosted up on the forklift, trying to spot the head. And he's using that smoke perfectly. Just peers up over the top and takes autimatic down. Roca coming in from the truck. Striking left and right. Roca now trying to pull a Flom. It's a 1v5 and he's already taken down 2. He's got to find 3 more, and it's great post-plant position here for the side of Noble. Pretty much impossible as Ro's in mid. Ro puts the damage down. rob-wiz there to just get that last little bit of damage dealt. Noble finally find that 4th round. And it is an eco of sorts coming in for the side of Complexity, as they've kind of lost a lot of money despite the fact that they were taking rounds. They've lost all 4 players in the round prior. Round 7, they lost 3 players. So they're going to have a P250 on Valens and a FAMAS on sancz. It's not necessarily an eco, just a weaker buy than you would expect to see, given the fact that they've changed 6 rounds together. Just a lot of money expended here. Noble doing decent economic damage, making rounds close, but not quite close enough to win them. Flom in mid, behind the red box. He's got that AK-47. In sancz pushing up. He's going to get gunned down here. Very slow rounds, so not much to talk about for either squad. Just letting the game kind of play itself out. Roa creeping up on B main. Looking for bodies, looking for heads. Not finding anything just yet. Valens around the corner, just waiting, as is his teammate Roca. Roca gets mollied out, but a great timing on that smoke grenade. Survives and is able to take down Roa in sight. Peeks with a pop flash, gets one more. He's going to wrap around the side with the USP. Flying in, the flying squirrel there from Roa, or from Roca for that matter. But it's shots to take him down. He's going to gun down his teammate as well. Great nade from shots. Shots now looking for the 4K. Is he going to find it? A lot of damage dealt. But Flom swoops in and steals away the ace. Sorry, no aces yet. That's now, what, 3 4Ks I think it is this game. And each time it comes down to a potential ace opportunity. But it just doesn't happen right away. So 6-5 now is the scoreline, with Complexity up 1 round up over Noble. Noble's kind of hit the bare minimum for a T side on cash. But it's an eco round here for the side of Complexity. And this round worked out wonderfully for them on Cobblestone. Just pure vanilla pistols, and they made it happen. They're going to be boosting up SEMPHIS in mid, but it looks like they're going to be spotting it. Emong, privy to the information, kind of knows exactly what to expect here. That nade should do a decent bit of damage. Wow. Drops 2 players down very low. sancz and SEMPHIS both sitting at around 50 molly, just on the other side of those players. Valens actually the one taking the brunt of it. The players on boost not catching anything. And Emong's actually going to be jumping right up into the trap. Gets the first one, doesn't get the second, but the hand has been played here for the side of Complexity. And now these players in mid are in really dire straits. We'll see if they spot out Valens. Looking for the head. Oh, Valens! He somehow gets one, looks for a second. That's all he's going to get, but the fact that he even got that one kind of a little bit surprising right now. Shots boosted up. He's going to go down to autimatic, but the immediate trade from Flom sends this into a 2v1. Like we said, Complexity, very scary with pure pistols alone. And Roca, very scary with this pistol, the Deagle, the hand cannon. It's like an AWP without a scope for him. Flash is going to rain out over red box. Another one from Flom, trying to buy time. Smoke to cross So it's going to be on roca to try and push this. He doesn't have a kit, so he's going to have to move quickly if he wants to try and capitalize on this 1v2. And really, at this point, probably just wants to do some money damage, realizing already too much time expired for him to really do anything with the round. He's going to head back towards mid, hoping to find one of the AKs. He finally gets one, and he's kind of lucky as a multitude of those players did die on the boost spot. But roca survives with the AK, and Noble ties it up at 6 apiece. And looking pretty good to maybe take another one as well. It's 3 rounds lost now here for the side of Complexity, so that means they're going to get that $2,400 loss bonus. So if they buy up and lose another one, they could really put themselves in dire straits, as they will be broke yet again, only getting $2,900 from the loss bonus. Not enough to buy, as you can see, autimatic, sancz, and SEMPHIS both. All 3, and valens as well. I would put them at around 3K apiece. roca the only one that would be able to rebuy. Probably just be dropping pistols for his team, hoping to salvage the half and make it away with the lead. roca, though, the big man here, just pushes in dry and guns down 2 off of Squeaky. Flom's going to find his way into A, flash pushing through the smoke and making his way towards Toxic Boost. In vents, we've got valens yet again. He's got the FAMAS. He could potentially drop on these players walking into B. They have no idea he's here. Over on B, it's actually Flom who makes it right past the player on Squeaky Door. What are we watching? Flom gets himself into the site, but the bomb's been planted B. And all of a sudden, Complexity scratching their heads wondering, wait a minute, what just happened? How did this occur? rob-wiz is going to spot out valens, and he's going to capitalize on his positioning there. Molly in the vents is going to force autimatic to wait it out unless he wants to waste the smoke. So this is really solid play here from Noble, playing the clock and the head game perfectly. SEMPHIS drops right into the sights of emong. emong versus autimatic now. emong capitalizes on a big opportunity there, pushing through the smoke into CT, finds 2, water falling off of heaven, picks up the last one in B main. They've now given themselves that 7th round, and you can see the money on the CT side very awkward indeed. They're going to buy up an op. That's roca dropping it on SEMPHIS, hoping he can make something happen here as he goes for the B push. Has a decent spawn for it, and he's going to be spotting out rob-wiz, who's in that position, but Rob not getting too aggressive here. I expect to see very passive play here from Noble, as they know it should be an eco, and because of the buy, they're going to get full loss bonus in the final round, but it's going to be the same thing. Probably FAMAS armor buy coming in from Complexity if they can't take this, potentially a 9-6, so a huge swing here from Noble towards the latter end of this half. Rather than looking like it's going to be a 9-6 in favor of Complexity, he could very easily swing the opposite direction. But again, in the boost spot, we've got autimatic. We'll see if he can strike. He did pretty decent work here the last time. He got an early opener and took down a big player. But his teammate in sight goes down. That was sancz getting aggressive. Oh, autimatic is playing this perfectly. Bomb goes down. Picks off rob-wiz as well. Back of the site is going to be his teammate roca with the deagle. And farewell, Noble. A massive round from Complexity. They utilize the very limited buy that they have, and they come up with a huge round. And now they have an opportunity to take the lead in half. Kind of what you expected to see based on the way that the half was playing out. That boost worked out perfectly. autimatic takes down the bomb. Chaos in the site due to the flashes and smokes. And the communication just not on point enough for the side of Noble to really do anything about it. roca right now, the nutty professor, the top fragger for Complexity. Again, just having an insane game. Kind of following in the footsteps of the last map with 20 frags right now. He's going to get another one here in B. Looks for a third. He finds it. On to shots. Finally dropped by Flom. But the damage has been dealt in B. It's a 2v3 opportunity. And valens with the P90. We talked about it before. A player that feels very comfortable with these awkward weapons. And down goes Roa in the back of sight. Complexity steal away the half lead. 8-7 is your scoreline. Reminder, we're already at 1 map up for Complexity over Noble. They took map 1, which was Cobble, 16-12. Now they're potentially able to take map 2 and make this a 2-0. Pistol round going to be heavily important for both teams. So we will wait for these players to ready up before we go live in the second half. Still waiting. The tick-tock. Finally, the timer does begin to count down. Reminder, guys, this is SLTV, and I am your host, solo caster, producer, mod extraordinaire, and also sometimes chatter, the one and only Bach TV. And it's been an impressive match thus far. Very close on both maps. A lot of round trading happened on Cobble, and it's happened here as well. But Complexity really had a better CT side against Winterfox last night. They seemed a little more solid than they did just now. Their T side was a little bit more clunky. That said, I imagine roca is going to play a huge part of their attack here in this pistol round. He's got the Glock on A main. Wow! Well, maybe not. It's actually roca going down immediately to a great shot from Shots. Shots looking for more from Lockers. Finds one. It's Emong chiming in with the other. Sancz, though, quickly moving his way up highway, coming in on the flank on these players in. Aiming, spots the first one, spamming through the smoke, not able to get the second. His teammate SEMPHIS wrapping around towards Z connector. Sancz now in sight with the bomb in A main. SEMPHIS really needs to come through with this flank. We'll see if Roa is going to turn in time. Doesn't look like he is, so SEMPHIS has a freebie onto Roa! Oh, good lord! SEMPHIS! That's one he wishes he could take back. Oh... We'll just pretend we didn't see that, SEMPHIS. I'm sure bot SEMPHIS is about to be spammed in chat in just a moment. As SEMPHIS had him dead to rights and just couldn't quite get the shot. Sometimes it's just the way the game goes. As the Glock spread catches SEMPHIS off guard, Roa turns and takes him out. How can you not smile at that one? It's even hard to cast through the grin on my face right now. Either way, it's tied up at 8 apiece as Noble. Great positioning in that round. Good, map awareness. Sending two players into A main, and they take out that big fragger for the side of Complexity early on. It's kind of an awkward round the way it did play out, with Sancz making his way all the way up highway into the A site and trying to flank in through A main. But it did work out nonetheless. They're going to give up mid control yet again here, as Emong has found himself towards the back of Z connector, smoked out. But it does look like it's potentially going to be a B take right now as the bomb is making its way towards the fence. SEMPHIS is going to spot one out in mid. That's Emong. I believe he kind of made the call that they're grouped up over towards the fence. There's only one over towards A. That's actually autimatic. He's kind of the decoy player right now. Roa's got to come up big with his P90 as he's got a couple of players to work from. SEMPHIS and roca right on the corner. Pop flash actually doesn't hit. We've got rob-wiz in the back of sight and Emong up on heaven. rob-wiz gets two, Emong finds one, but sancz and autimatic dispatch of a couple of their own shots, and rob-wiz combined for simultaneous frags at A and B. The bomb gets dropped, and the round gets won by Team Noble. And Complexity find themselves back in the passenger seat as Noble has taken over and found the lead in round 17. Moving into round 18, it's going to be a force buy, shockingly enough, coming from Complexity. We got roca with the deagle, sancz with the deagle, SEMPHIS with the deagle. The deagle beagle is here from Complexity. autimatic, the only one going for the Tech 9, and valens sticking with that P250. Feeling that pistol. They're just working slow right now. autimatic making some noise over towards Squeaky, but just kind of making noise, and that's all she wrote. He's spamming towards a wall that is completely impenetrable by the Tech 9. Molly's going to toss over in towards the vents, but no one's going to be home for that one, so just a little bit of money wasted there for autimatic. Over on white box, it's going to be Emong with the M4. Waiting for this player to come out over the boost spot in mid. autimatic about to climb the peak of that boost. And Emong should be able to spot him out, but he doesn't. I don't think Emong saw him, and based on his positioning, no, he has not seen him. Kind of thinks that maybe there's a player there, but autimatic could very easily get the drop on Emong here, and it would be a big one. He's got to make his move soon, as his team is already in the site. Emong already coming out of position. Now autimatic pounces, but it's a little too late as he's already lost a multitude of teammates in the site. autimatic gets that recoil under control. roca looking for the 1D. It's autimatic, the only man standing as roca goes down on the catwalk. Based on the positioning, autimatic was waiting for the take on A before he executed that wrap on the white box. If he had moved just a second sooner, he would have been able to take down that player in mid. But remember, guys, we know a lot more than he knows because we can see through walls. He cannot. So we have the awareness that he does not have. I challenge you to watch a match without without X-ray on and try to predict where players are going to be. It's a lot harder than you think it is. So it's going to be a B stack here for Complexity. They've got the head stack going on. I'm not sure if they spotted a player out. Yeah, they did. But it's the totem pole in sight. rob-wiz and his teammate roa trying to do what they can from the back of sight. The totem pole was to peek into a sunroom, but rob-wiz, great work with the P250, finds another one, looking for one more. Not going to find the 4K today. Emong's going to clean things up. The mop sweeping across that B site. Now 3 rounds up over their opponent is Team Noble. Complexity looking to fight for it here, as they are going into that first and ever so important bye. And it's made it, actually, they had a bye round, I believe. I don't remember a bye round actually coming in here. I legitimately don't remember. I remember a lot of force buys, but I don't remember a legitimate buy. So maybe that's because of the way they've been buying up and not getting bombs. That extra $800 not, coming in for them. If they had planted the bomb in every round, that's $3,200. So the fact that they aren't getting any bomb plants is huge. roa is going to get a bit of molly. Actually, it's not actually going to clip him. It's right on the edge as it lands in the vents, just on the cusp of touching roa. roa's going to creep his way up towards the big box in B main. Emong over towards the E box. Shots holding down forklift. Still nothing really here from the T side. They're playing a very interesting setup here on the second side. They're playing very passively on mid, allowing Complexity to get control of that area. And as a result, they have a ridiculous amount of map control right now. With roa stuck behind this box, he's kind of stranded if they decide to go for a B take. It's actually autimatic who pushes all the way to the B connector, and down goes roa as well. Now the zero man in B is going to be rob-wiz. And with autimatic in CT spawn, he should be the one to upset the apple cart here. rob-wiz, though, great awareness to take him out. He's got that A to BP, looking for more. He's bloodthirsty in heaven right now, but he's got to wait for his teammates to come in and back him up. Molly from sancz just a little bit too deep. Shots coming in from vents, trying to get SEMPHIS up close. Neither player really having much luck with the recoil, but SEMPHIS is the one who's able to rope it in just in time. And now rob-wiz with the AWP. You can see almost comical there. The straight jumping from sancz. Good no-scope from Rob to survive just a little while longer, but with sancz right around the corner, he's not really going to be able to do a whole lot more. And Complexity take the bye round here. They're going to put themselves at that 9-11 score line, moving into round 21. And we'll see what the side of Noble has. It's going to be an eco. So after winning 4 straight, they're forced to eco. This is very interesting, the kind of economic game we've been seeing play out from both teams. They're going to have to be careful, too, as it looks like it was going to be some speed towards the A site and try and overwhelm and catch them off guard. A nice pop flash. Flom is going to allow shots an opportunity to get into A, but down goes Flom, down goes shots. Valens and SEMPHIS secure the A site for their team. Smokes are going to rain out as well, and now Emong, roa, and rob-wiz trying to find a hole, a chink in the armor. Let's see if they can take down this AWP, and SEMPHIS try and take it away for the next round, but he's just chiming away with shot after shot here. Nice nades, actually going to do a lot of damage to roa, and it's going to make it pretty hard for him to survive. He's getting hit on both sides, and down he goes. So the 10th round does come in here for Complexity. Should be back to a bye round here for the side of Noble. They're going to be able to get that AWP in play on Flom. Based on his spawn, I'd like to see him go B with this, as it's a very, very good B spawn. But we'll see what he decides to do. He's actually going to go A, maybe go for a peek on A main. I really want to see Flom get aggressive here. I want to see them try and shake things up early. I'm not really feeling the dull attack, and you can see he's going to do it, and he's going to win. SEMPHIS goes down, so yes, like we said, Flom gets aggressive and takes down SEMPHIS, who was holding for the angle, just didn't quite have a similar spawn position like Flom did. Down goes Valens as well. That was rob-wiz, who was sitting in vent. He's going to drop down and take the AK and leave the FAMAS. In A main, we've got sancz, who picked up the AK off of his dead teammate, the corpse proving bountiful for sancz. I believe Flom spotted sancz in A main at this point. Ooh, sancz with the jump peek almost gets gunned down by Flom, but Flom has to be careful here. He's armorless, and sancz is actually going to hit the partially blinded shot onto Flom over towards quad box, but there's roa taking down roca. kill for the side of Noble Esports. In the B site, we've got emong trying to kill his last remaining player inside of Complexity, and it's going to be easy for him as sancz is just hopping around on the forklift. Tempted to pick up that second AWP, but they decide that one is all you need. And that's Team Noble right now, picking up now 2 and giving themselves just a little bit of a lead over Complexity. So it looks like an A take here for the side of Complexity as they stack multiple players in A main. They're going to be waiting for this smoke to fade. Nope, they're just going to go for it. Gung-ho into the site, right through the smoke. Flashbangs and smokes be damned. Noble Esports overwhelmed. A nice molly here onto the default spot. Flom with the op waiting for the plant. He's got that crack shot lined up perfectly, but he's not going to be able to get that bomb planter. He just shifts a little bit out of that position. So now the retake is on here for the side of Noble. Smokes preventing the CT side from really finding anything of the players on quad. Roca gets the first one, looking for a second one. It's actually going to be Roa, but now Roa by himself. And he actually could have won that. I mean, the player in Squeaky Door had really good positioning, but very little HP, but it doesn't matter. Complexity take it. And now it's awkward money situation again for Noble. That round really crippled their economy. Getting that one round, losing the full loss bonus, or not even the full loss bonus, just losing a bit of the loss bonus that they had accrued. And then coming back into that one, winning it, and it's just a worst-case scenario. Win one, lose one never really helps you out. So they're going to be back on the zone. They're going to be pushing towards these players in B main. emong with the 5-7 gets a collateral. I believe that was just one bullet. It didn't necessarily indicate as such. The round happens so quickly, the camera doesn't even switch off this dead player. And it's now that tie score, 12-12. Moving into round 25, and this is a big one here, as both teams trying to solidify some semblance of an economy. The T side feeling a little bit healthier money-wise, but the CT side not necessarily in the worst position, as they do have a FAMAS. No op for either team. Actually, no, SEMPHIS does pick up the AWP, so I misspoke. On B main, we've got Roca jumping up on that ladder, peeking up over the smoke, and getting out of position in time. He's going to get caught reloading, so great awareness from Roa. Hearing that clip drop and taking advantage of it. Roa looking for more as he's pushed up towards Sunroom for the CT side. He's just going to hang back, not going to get too aggressive. Again, very passive play in mid here from the side of Noble. Still a little bit confused here as to why they're giving mid control up so easily, so early on. But to each his own, every team has a different tactic. Flom barely avoids that bullet from the AWP of SEMPHIS. Just sneaks behind that box in time. Down goes emong over towards Z connector, and now Roa in B site knows that he's in trouble. He's going to get the first one. He's looking for the second. It's going to be SEMPHIS with the op. SEMPHIS holding the angle, and the peek is perfect. So it's going to be a 2v2 right now as the bomb heads towards B. SEMPHIS gets into really good position here, and a great shot onto Flom as we struggle to get into the eyes of SEMPHIS. Shot's the only man left alive here for Noble. Not wanting to surrender that lead to Complexity yet again here in round 25. He's going to be making his way up towards the site. Gets under him, trying to get towards Jenny, but he gets shot in the back by Valens, just peeking one too many angles. And Complexity take it, 13-12 is the score, and Noble Esports is in force buy or eco territory as they have struggled to find an answer here for Complexity towards the middle of this second half. Going to be a three-man stack over towards A. Flom's going to go for the pop flash. Shot's just waiting for it. Flom timing this pretty nicely, but no one's going to be home. It's actually going to be SEMPHIS with the first frag of the round. And I believe SEMPHIS just ran up mid all the way to white box. Again, causing me to wonder why on earth they're giving so much mid control up here to the T side. emong stays behind forklift, gets one looking for another. That forklift keeping him alive just a little while longer. The life support in form of a titanium chair that is impossible to shoot bullets through. One of the most frustrating parts about this map. But rob-wiz now all by his lonesome. And I've been told that 1 is the loneliest number. As rob-wiz trapped behind white box in mid. He's got one moving his way up. It's going to be autimatic. It's the Opper! For a second, I thought that autimatic hit the jumping no-scope, but it's actually Roca who came in from Z-Connector. And they're now 2 rounds up over Noble. And it's looking like they could potentially close this out in a similar fashion to the way they did last night. 16-12 was the first map score from last night. 16-12 was the score on the second map. And it was the same maps played. And so far, 16-12 map 1 for Complexity. 14-12 Complexity up over Noble here. Could be the prophecy coming true. Nostrabacchus. Roa's going to boost his teammate rob-wiz up into the vents. And they're going to have to fall out as the molly just on the mark there, catching rob-wiz. He has to get out of dodge before he gets too much of that molly, burning up his scalp. rob-wiz, though, in checkerboard, gets 1, gets 2. Roa gets another. rob-wiz with a pop flash around the corner, but his teammate in sight is going to be the one doing the damage. Valens, the LMS right now, the only one with the frag on the round for the side of Complexity. And Noble Esports looked primed to take their 13th round. rob-wiz going to throw another nade around the bend here. Drops right in front of Valens' face, does a little bit of damage, but not quite enough. Valens creeping up over the box, spots 1. Looking to spam rob-wiz through the smoke and does quite a bit of damage. This round is a lot more winnable than you would like to think, with Roa very low on HP, but duck peeking over towards Generator. And that's just perfect execution there from Roa. The T-side money built up enough that they can buy again, but if they lose this round, it's a 14-14 with an eco round coming. So this is not necessarily over, folks. We could see Noble reach that 15th round if they take this one right here. A massive round for both teams, a swing round. This round very well could decide who wins this map and who goes home a loss on cash. Flom pushed up aggressively in mid. He's going to re-smoke and try to fall off. They've got quite a bit of presence in A main as SEMPHIS with the AWP sancz up towards the big box on the hand card. An autimatic on Squeaky. No damage dealt to anyone on the CT side yet, just a bit of damage dealt to Valens. He's the one over in mid and then back all the way in the sunroom. That's Roca. Very slow round. Both teams fully aware of what this round means for them, as it could decide the map, and that's a big opening frag here from SEMPHIS with the AWP shutting down the player on quad box. That means that emong has to come up huge as they're tilting towards this A site right now. The execution about to be underway. Flash is raining out to try and delay things. It's Roa who chimes in from truck with the AK-47. emong still on the boost spot looking for some heads. He's going to spot one, but it's autimatic, just ducking behind that smoking time. emong through the smoke manages to take down sancz, and now it's on Valens here. 1v3. Gets the first one. He's been a big player through the entirety of this best of 3. Gets the second. 14 seconds left on the clock here for Valens. Roa and Valens duking it out for cash map supremacy. Valens has to play this perfectly. He's going to go down to Roa. Both players needed the 3K to clutch it for their team. And it's going to be Roa. It's a huge one for Team Noble. And if we could jump into their voice comms right now, I'm sure they are eluded. Eluded. Is that the word? No. Elated. Sorry. So crazed by what just happened. Can't even control my vocabulary. Elated is the proper word. 14-14 with a force buy coming here for Complexity. Autimatic and sancz both on AKs. Deagle armor on Roca. SEMPHIS with the P250 armor. Valens with that trusty MAC-10 at his side. They're going to be going for a speed take. Roca messes up the flash, but he's in great position in mini-pit. His teammate rob-wiz chiming in with body shots from heaven. It's all on Valens yet again, and he is going to go down. Noble find the 15th round. They have fought their way back into this one and have guaranteed at the very least overtime. And it's a force buy again here from Complexity in round number 30. We could be moving to map number 3 if Noble can win this anti-eco. Shots back towards quad box. He's had a rough go of it with SEMPHIS when SEMPHIS had the AWP. This time around, it's SEMPHIS with the Deagle. They're stacking up towards the A site right now. Looks like they're going to be going for just a standard smoke and flash execute. Molly rains out on the door, shuts everything down as these players try to make their way into the site. But just like that, they get some huge openers. Flom now has to come up big. SEMPHIS right around the corner on the forklift. Flom takes him down too, but a great 1 deke from roca. Who else other than roca to try and get his team that 15th round and clutch it out? He's going to find himself an M4, and both players now with armor and rifles. rob-wiz drops, and roa drops simultaneously. We are moving to overtime. It seemed like Noble was about to pull it out, but the rug ripped out from under their feet. Compliments of roca and sancz. Overtime it is here on map number 2. So we are moving into the first overtime of Cash, and based on the way this played out, I really wouldn't be surprised if we see more than one. Flom's going to get aggressive on A main. SEMPHIS with a little bit better of a spawn. The duel right now in A main. SEMPHIS is going to win it as he spots the behind of Flom. That rump, a little too much junk in the trunk for Flom, and it's going to be easy for SEMPHIS there, as Flom couldn't even spot a fragment of a pixel. Pop flash for shots, allowing him to get in towards locker room. He's going to smoke off the entrance to A main, and that's going to allow the 7-man emong to rotate out towards Z connector. roa holding it from the back of checkerboard right now, waiting for these players to get through vents. Emong still back towards CT. In A main, we've got shots creeping his way out towards forklift. He's got to be careful. They've already made their way up. Now it's on shots. And shots is going to absorb some shots. Goes down immediately to automatic. rob-wiz trying to rotate in. Gunned down by SEMPHIS, the man with the op. roa right on the other side. He's looking for it. He's going to get it. A huge 3K round from SEMPHIS. And he has really picked up his pace here in the second half. A lot of big op frags from SEMPHIS, and it's just continuing on here into overtime. SEMPHIS, a player I've often referred to as Scottie Pippen. And what I mean by that is, SEMPHIS is not that player that's going to go out and just go nuts and top frag like crazy. That's not necessarily what he does. But he can go off the chain if he has another player who's doing that. And that's what he's found in roca. So ever since they added roca to this roster, I noticed a slight boost in SEMPHIS' statistics. It's kind of like, once he found that Michael Jordan to his Scottie Pippen, he was all of a sudden able to shine through. And it has worked out wonderfully for him in this best of 3. And he's really picking up steam here in the latter half of map number 2. He's got the op and he's up on boost. He's looking to find the opening, but it's one going the way of sancz. roca's going to get another. And they're going to get mid-control here, but they're trapped a bit as they've got rob-wiz posting up in the corner over towards B main. Emong wrapping back around towards Z connector. Shots in the same position as last round over towards forklift. We'll see if sancz is able to sniff this one out. roca very low on HP in sunroom, creeping up on rob-wiz. rob-wiz still just holding a tight angle, and he's gonna peek perfectly and execute over in B. sancz gets the drop on shots, but emong there to trade out immediately. Looking for more, but SEMPHIS coming around the corner with the AWP. Gonna spot out emong. It's gonna allow the bomb to get into the site as emong gets flashed and has to fall back while he waits for support to come in from rob-wiz. So here we go. Yet another 2v2. Emong and rob-wiz trying to clutch one here for Noble. SEMPHIS with the AWP posted up in A main. There's one on the catwalk, one already finding his way into sight. Bomb is planted for A main. rob-wiz spots the arm of SEMPHIS. He's going to be able to tell his teammate exactly what's happening, but they aren't able to capitalize on that knowledge. Good positioning here from Complexity and good awareness and communication as well to disseminate the information necessary. And Complexity take 2 in a row here. If they take this third, it's devastating for Noble. It means they need to move into that T side and win all 3. Or it could be all she wrote here. So Noble really, really need this one. They can't allow this to slip away. SEMPHIS with the AWP posted up in A main yet again. Over towards Squeaky Door. We've got automatic. Some shots out, but there's not anyone home. roca catches roa getting aggressive on B main. Seems like he's been doing this time and time again. rob-wiz though with the op as roa goes for that nade. He's going to strike back with a vengeance. It's going to even things up at 4 apiece right now as we've got autimatic creeping his way up towards the squeaky door. In emong, SEMPHIS and sancz both holding. Bomb's still sitting back quite a bit. Looks like they could be trying to get some mid control here as this player in squeaky door just making noise. It's going to be on emong to try and stop this. He's sitting up on white box. SEMPHIS is watching Z connector, so I don't think he's going to see him. sancz also coming around the bend, needs to spot this player. They're going to smoke out Z. It means focus is going to divert to white box, so emong needs to come up huge. He's got 2 players peeking at him, valens and SEMPHIS. SEMPHIS runs around the bend with just a P250 in hand. He's able to take down emong, and now these players in sight are going to get pinched in just a matter of time here. Flom behind the forklift survives behind that chair, and SEMPHIS somehow the only one left alive. And he's trying to pick one off over towards B. He's got the AWP in hand. 19 seconds left on the clock. Bomb down in that smoke. Might be able to pick it up, but not going to really be able to do much of anything. He's just going to bunny hop away. Puts a lot of damage down on shots, but 17-16 there, the final round of half. SEMPHIS kind of realizing it's unwinnable. And Noble wins a must-win round, allowing themselves some breathing room as they move over to their T side. So we wait for these players to ready up here. It's been quite a match if you're just joining us. The first map was 16-12. That was Complexity taking it on their pick, which was Cobblestone. We've moved over to Cash, which was Noble's pick. Noble was at 15-14 with a force buy coming in for Complexity. Seemed like they were going to take it in the 30th round, but instead Complexity squeaked a round out. Came down to a 2v2 and they clutched it. Compliments large in part due to sancz and roca. So they took it to overtime, won 2 in a row on their CT side, or on their T side for that matter. Noble capping off the last round there. It's going to put it at 17-16 here as we move into round number 4 of overtime number 1. SEMPHIS is going to have that AWP. He's going to go for the totem pole boost. He's going to be jumping up onto the head of his teammate in B. And that's going to be, who do we have there? It's going to be roca. In mid, we've got valens playing up close as he has been the entire game, and SEMPHIS actually using that boost to the fullest of his capability. He's going to get that early opening pick, dropping roa. The support player, rob-wiz, not able to do a whole lot of anything for his teammate. roca still in sight. Jump boosting over the default box. He's going to spot rob-wiz and beat him, and now Rob kind of stuck in an awkward situation here. He's in a bit of a pickle. He's going to get out in time, but he did eat a nade down to 54 points of health. roca's still hopping around in sight like a mad rabbit. rob-wiz hasn't decided to fully take himself out of the equation at B. Looks like they're going to make some noise over at A and try and bait some of these players out. SEMPHIS right on the other side of the door. As he gets spotted by Flom, shots tries to open the door and take him out, just not able to capitalize on the timing. So now Flom's going to rotate out, and he's going to head towards B, but it's roca in the B site. Gets mollied just ever so slightly. He's going to have to rotate off the edge of that new box. But bomb's going to drop. roca with a big 2K over in the B site. Flom in mid. Last man standing here for Noble. Gunned down by autimatic. So now Noble has their backs against the wall. They have to win 2 in a row to force overtime number 2, or it's going to be a 2-0 in favor of Complexity. And even if Noble wins this, hats off to them for making it as close as they did. They really fought and gave it their all. They proved that if they can make it into the Pro League through the relegation matches that will come, or CVOP, or Basic Pro League, whatever they end up in, they have what it takes to take down some of these top teams. Complexity, obviously one of them. So early on, it's going to be Shots, who chimes in with a headshot towards Squeaky. Valens in sight, trying to respond on that frag, and the response is there. Shots goes down. The side of Noble is going to clump up in mid. emong's going to go for the boost up over. There's one in mid. That's SEMPHIS, the man who's been so big with the AWP. He's going to get a quick scope onto emong. So drop not going to happen today from the boost spot. SEMPHIS still in mid with his AWP, hoping to spot one, pushing through that smoke. It's a 4v3 right now in favor of the CT side. sancz in the B site. It's not going to be roca this time. It's going to flash or smoke around the corner, hoping to delay the push here from the side of Noble Esports. Sancz with a good molly, not allowing these players to get control of anything. He's actually going to eat a bit of molly damage himself as he's in the back of sight. Robo coming up on the wrap. He's going to take him out. Up on boost, we've got Roca. Gets one over towards Jenny, but the molly reigns in perfectly to shut him down. Coming in on the flank, it's Valens. Gun down here. SEMPHIS just pushes through the smoke. And now it's on the only rob-wiz. rob-wiz versus roca. 1v1. What an appropriate situation for this game to end in, potentially. Roca up on heaven. rob-wiz in checker. Roca's going to drop and head towards site. Bomb planted for rob-wiz. Roca's going to fake it, hoping to bait out the peek from rob-wiz, and he's going to get the spray down. Complexity win it. 19-16. Far closer than anyone would have anticipated. But Complexity do make it a 2-0, and don't let that 2-0 say that Complexity dominated Noble Esports. That is not the case at all. Noble Esports made it one hell of a game, but unfortunately just not able to close it out when necessary. So that is going to be Noble Esports dropping to Complexity here, and that's a huge game from them. As we accidentally start playing ads, I do apologize. But a huge game again from Complexity, and an even bigger one from Noble, even though they drop it. I have been your host over here on SLTV. My name is Bach. I appreciate all the support. If you want to find me on Twitter, I'm going to post it in chat. Not going to give myself that shameless plug. Tell me what I did wrong. Tell me why I'm bad at casting. I appreciate any and all criticism, or just tell me that you love me, and that also feels good too. But I think we have more Counter-Strike content coming to you guys tomorrow night, and that's going to be Denial versus Games Academy. Same time, same place, and the same old me, 10 p.m. Eastern. You're not going to want to miss it, guys. Come back here tomorrow night for more Counter-Strike action.